Opened in 2001, it lies on the same site and retains the name of the city's beloved former stadium. We're here at Empower Field at Mile High in Denver. Today, a battle out of the AFC between the New England Patriots and the Denver Broncos.
Will Lutz to kick off for the Broncos.
To kick off, here's Will Lutz. And off we go from Denver. To return this, Marcus Jones. Finds some space, he's past the 30. And in great shape after that return. He's across the 35 before going out.
First and 10 at their own 36-yard line.
All right, let's get this one on the road, Brock. It is first and 10. Here's the pistol snap to May. It's complete to Hunter Henry. And he's going to have this down to the 42-yard line. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And the Patriots will have a first down.
That's a statement throw right there. A statement throw that lets the opposing defense know it's not just going to be check down Charlie today. They're going to be willing to push the ball down the field, and this defense better respond.
One play in, Brock, and this drive is already in enemy territory. Quick throw completed by May. And they're going to haul him down a step before the 30, right at the 31. It's a gain of 11 there, and that picks up the first.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
First and 10 at the 31-yard line.
We've set it downs for him from the 31. They'll run it with Travion Henderson. And he maneuvers through the middle for a gain of 4.
He'll expect more from himself on those types of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a first down.
They'll come up after that 4-yard gain. It's second and 6. Operating from the gun, here's May. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
I love that. Now, I love that defensively right there. It's about the only thing you could do to the tight ends at this level. You have got to disrupt them. You have got to match their physicality with even more physicality, and it forced an incompletion.
May now on third down. Has him on the quick hitter. This is going to make it down to the 6. That's going to set him up with first and goal.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted them. They wanted them in a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, then go to work after it.
Solid opening drive so far, Brock. Few chances to cap it here. This is first and goal. Trying to run it in. It's Henderson. Well, so much for finishing things on the ground, huh? He is stopped at the line. They're going to have to regroup now on second and goal.
You know, Kate, these are the situations in training camp that I love more than anything to watch. You learn so much about a football team in these goal-to-go situations. You know you got to protect that goal line, and the defense, well, they did the job on first down. More to come.
Both finds his running back, Henderson. And this one stopped at the 3-yard line.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to third down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
Here's May, third and goal. And he scores. Touchdown, New England. The Patriots finish up an excellent opening series. Well, no hesitations to start this one out, Brock. These guys came out slinging it. Seems like that's going to be what their offense leans on throughout this game.
Yep, don't see really any reason to get away from it as long as the results keep coming. The second drive, I think we'll all be watching that one. Will they mix in a little bit more run? Will they have to mix in more run, or could they continue to just shred this defense through the air?
The Patriots kick team out there as they send it away. And that one flies right on past the end zone. Did not make an effort to even hit the landing zone, Brock, so they're going to gift him a drive starting at the 35. Good starting field position for the Broncos as they get ready for 1st and 10.
Oh, my son! Olay, olay, olay! Hey! Olay, olay, olay! Olay, olay!
Nick starting with a pass. Short pass brought in. And they'll stop him here, but not before he gets out to the 47-yard line. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first. I'm not going to call this a must-score drive here in this first quarter, Brock, but when your opponents start the game with 6, it feels like you need some sort of answer.
You need a response, right? You need a response. You don't need all these home runs or big highlights. You just need to keep matriculating that ball down the field.
Don't go! Ready, 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 ready! Middle, middle, middle!
They run it. Here's R.J. Harvey. And they'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid gain, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
Nice run last play. Sets up 2nd and 2.
Captain, 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 captain! Oh, my son! Ready!
Out of the gun, it's Nix. As a man, that's Cortland Sutton. And he's brought down after pushing to that 35-yard line. They get an even 10 on that play. And that's good for a Broncos first down.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
All set to go now from the 35.
Oh, my son! Ready!
Play action with Nix. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Following the incompletion, we stay at the 35. It's 2nd and 10.
Oh, my son!
Nix from the gun. Complete over the middle. And he pushes this down to the 22-yard line. Give him 13 on that play. And it's going to be first down, Denver.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
So a new set of downs. Here we go. 1st and 10.
Oh, my son! Ready! My name is...
On the handoff, here's Harvey. And he's not going to be happy picking himself back up after this. They're sent backwards on 1st down.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
They take the handoff. Now Nix. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Looking for Pat Bryant on that throw. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long.
12 yards to
Yeah,
go.
this game, you just can't make it harder than it needs to be. Just get the catch first. Guarantee your yards, and then worry about escaping defenders after the catch.
Last pass unsuccessful. Let's see what they do on 3rd down.
Oh, I said. Ready.
3rd and long for him here. This is Sutton working the right side. And he gets this forward to the 19.
It's plays like that, Kate, right wrong. Where I sit and judge defense. I judge the awareness. I judge how well that coordinator's got him equipped to see what's going on in the field. Not just see it, but attack it. And they devoured that screen game on 3rd down. They were able to answer a score with a score. Maybe not to tie the game, but to certainly turn some of the momentum.
Here's Lutz set to kick this away. On the return, here's Jones. Things going well so far. Pass midfield, and he's got space. And he has it all the way down nearly to the red zone before going out of bounds.
In his mind, when he hit the Jets and hit that right sideline, he thought he had himself a touchdown. He beat the coverage unit clean, and there was a whole bunch of green grass. Still, an excellent return to be proud of. And really setting this offense up now for some success.
Anderson's going to take this straight ahead. And they take him down after just a small gain on the final play of the first. So while they're in the huddle, partner, we've arrived at the end of our first quarter. We've got the Patriots in front. We'll get you back to Mile High after this. All right, time to get this second quarter going. The Patriots set up inside the red zone.
Ready, what's that?
May now from the gun. An all-around tough play for him. Took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete.
That's going to be a play tomorrow. When they watch it on tape, they're going to be kicking themselves a bit, Kate. You get man-to-man coverage down in the red zone, you got to take advantage of it. It's hard. Zone coverage and the windows are so tight. You get man, got to find a way to win.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Here he goes, 3rd and long. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. And the Broncos will take over as he records his first interception of our season.
You know what this is, Kate? This is the practice field coming to life. Really on both sides of the ball. Right, you watch defensive coaches preach all the time, and they work on these returns to get to the near sideline, everybody to get a block. And then for those offensive players to show the effort to go chase that down so it's not a pick six. Yeah, it stinks for the offense, but that was the practice field coming to life for everybody to see.
Oh, I said.
Giving this to Harvey. He dodged the tackle. He's going to have this one down to the 28. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a first down.
Run like that, Kate, it just gives everybody a little bit more bounce offensively because you also know it can set the table for more.
Coming to the line for another 1st and 10.
Oh, my son. Ready. Ready, my son.
Shotgun snap to Nix. He finds his running back, R.J. Harvey. And he gets this forward to the 19.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
Oh, my son. Ready. 180. Wait, hunt.
2nd down, give to Harvey. It's inside the 10. And he takes this one in for the Denver touchdown. The Broncos kick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. Well, he found himself some space to work, and from there, all athleticism as he made his way in for 6.
You know, you run the ball down in the red zone, Kate, you're not always thinking touchdowns, right? Space is so hard to come by. But you're exactly right. His athleticism, his explosion, his speed, it puts 6 on the board for the offense.
Here's Lutz set to kick this away. On the return, here's Jones. A decent run back is going to end as they bring him down inside the 30.
The Patriots take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
All right, starting in the pistol this time, Brock. 1st and 10. Back to work after throwing the pick. Tight end reels in the shallow throw. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line.
That is a textbook 1st down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable. It creates space to take that shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Out of the pistol, Henderson. Continuing to move past the 45. And they're all the way across midfield before he's brought down. That's 16 on the pickup. And that's a New England 1st down.
It really is pretty simple. If you want to run against a 3-4 group right up the gut, number 1, got to control that nose tackle. Number 2, you got to get people to the 2nd level. That was teaching tape.
The ball's on the 48. Here we go. 1st down. From the gun, it's May. Throwing the out route complete. And he's short of the 1st after a mild gain.
Hey, you like these results on 1st. That completion right there, right in the window where all options are now available to you on 2nd down. That playbook wide open.
Offensive line. This is 2nd and 4. Working now from the gun. It's another 1st half mistake. He's intercepted again. Picked off Brandon Jones. And the Broncos take possession as he makes his 4th interception of our season.
Hey, we know in this league takeaways are a big deal, but you get interception and chunk yards with it. That is a gold star effort.
Good starting field position for the Broncos as they get ready for 1st and 10. First play in the drive. Here's Harvey. And he's across midfield into Patriots territory. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4.
Cool thing about a drive starting run like that, Kate, is it really just gives you every opportunity in the playbook, whatever you want to do. But as for me, I like to reward that runner. Give it to him again and see if he can get you a new set of downs.
First down run gets him 6, so now it is 2nd and 4. Harvey once more. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a 3rd down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it. Save it for later for that next 3rd down coming.
43-yard line.
1st and 10 from the 43. Staying on the ground here with Harvey. And his effort results in maybe 2 yards, but nothing more.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Following that little 2-yard run, it's 2nd and 8. This time it's a passing play. Completed to Sutton. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
Number 14, Cortland Sutton. That's a gain of 6. Makes it 3rd and 2.
3rd and 2, Brock, as we have reached our 2-minute warning. Broncos on top here at Mile High. 3rd and just 2 to go.
Bombers, bombers, bombers. Oh, I said, away, away, away. Ready. Ready.
Here he is on 3rd and short. Hits his running back. He's got his guys into the red zone before someone can force him out. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs.
Something out of nothing, Kate. That may as well be listed on his resume because he's so good at it. Caught that one near the line, and after that, it was all him. Turning a modest pass into far more than a modest gain.
They keep this drive moving, partner. Here's another 1st and 10. Get to Harvey here from the pistol. And he only manages one. Couple of defenders there to bring him down.
Yeah, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down.
Oh, my son.
Off the play fake. Here's Nix. Takes a pop, and the ball comes out. And that looks like it is Patriots football.
You're using this play to try for a 1st down, but also set up whatever in your back pocket for 3rd down. But you know what? Throw it all away. None of it matters now if you can't hang on to the doggone football. And the defense pounces on that one in a hurry.
And he'll get this up to the 18-yard line.
A whole bunch of credit goes to just about everybody on that offense. Guys up front, maybe to give the QB enough time to let that play develop. Excellent effort by that receiver to stay alive and for the quarterback to scan the field and find his completion.
2nd down now. They need 7. Here's the pistol snap to May. Completed to his running back. And he's going to get him all the way up near that 30-yard line, Brock. Knocked out a step or 2 shy of it. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And the Patriots will have a 1st down.
A gain of 11 on the play. 1st down, Patriots.
Operating from the gun. Here's May. Chased out to his right. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. He was searching for Kyle Williams that time. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Again, it's May. Setting up the screen with Henderson. And they're all over that screen, Brock. Didn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. We have a timeout called by the Broncos. That's their 1st. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. This drive in some serious trouble. It's 3rd and 12. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Kyle Williams, the intended receiver. And they're going to be stuck with a 4th and long.
For the Patriots.
He's got this at the 27. And he's going to get a modest amount on that return before he ends up out of bounds.
On the return, the Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
All right, Denver getting everybody set. So they've got 1st and 10.
Oh, my son.
There's the fake. Here's Nix. Oh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up.
Kate, it just kind of feels like they've met their match with this defense. So many plays, well, they've just not ended the way they were drawn up. Fortunately, well, their defense is doing the same. You really feel like which offense can get into rhythm is going to find a way to win this game.
After the incompletion, still at that 31-yard line, 2nd and 10.
Oh, my son. Ready. Ready, my son. Away, away, away. Away, away, away. Joe.
Here's Nix to throw. Cut by Sutton. And this is going to be out of bounds. Defense catches up to him near that 45. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
Markers are reset. Here we go. Ball at the 44. Nix with it on first. Has him on the quick hitter. And they've got to him just a step or two before he can reach the 40 as he's sent out. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
First down from the 42. Nix to throw again. This is reeled in downfield. It's Bryant. And they bring him down, but not before he advances it all the way to the 20. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains. Offense to the line fast. Shotgun hands off to Harvey. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that first down play. Denver calls the second of its 3 timeouts. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. First down run netted him nothing. Here is 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, it's Nix. Flushed out of the pocket. And the defender comes away with it. Christian Gonzalez has it. Space, left sideline, and he's off to the races. And he's going to score. It's a pick 6 for New England. I don't know about you, Brock, but I could almost feel them going through the 5 stages of grief over on that sideline, watching their would-be touchdown pass in 6 points return the entire way to the opposite end zone for 6 on the other side of the board.
You just don't really believe it's happening until he's, 30, 40 yards into his return, then you're just powerless. Kate, just over 40 times in the history of the NFL this has happened.
Wow.
What a return to add to that list.
Here's R.J. Harvey on the return. He's got a lane up past the 30. He's out of bounds on that return, Brock, as that takes us into the break. The Patriots kick team out there as they send it away. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. Good starting field position for the Broncos as they get ready for 1st and 10. It's Harvey straight ahead. And they're going to bring him down just a moment before he's able to break it across midfield.
It's a gain of 11.
That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down.
Well, more often than not, it's a passing game that's asked to go from first down to first down in just one play. But when you get that big play potential on the ground, geez, it just infuses your offense with confidence.
Trying to make it happen, but no luck. This goes backwards on first down. The presence of those tight ends works both ways, Brock. You know this. Gives them more blockers up front, but it also clues the defense in to be ready for that run.
Yeah, you could put 7 blockers up there, even put 8, I don't know, 9. All the blockers in the world, but if they don't work in concert together to create a lane, it doesn't matter.
Nix from the gun. This has been a trend. Yet another interception. Picked off by Greg Woodson. Well, you kind of had a feeling, Brock, that they were going to be passing early and often, coming out of the locker room on the losing side of things, right? And that coverage, man, they knew it too. Right there to make a play on the very first throw.
Yeah, no doubt. I think in any of our minds, they knew a throw was coming defensively, and that's fine. You could know it's coming, but you got to then go out and execute and take it away. Played right into their hands, now a chance to add to this lead.
And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. They gain 11 on that play. And that's a New England first down.
A gain of 11 on the play. First down, Patriots.
It's Henderson on the give. Drops by the first guy he met. No gain on that first down run.
He was brought down by...
You want to see the term read and react with a little video in the football dictionary? That's it.
Well, nothing doing on the last run. It's 2nd and 10. Made a throw it. That's Cox. Hits the rookie out of Stanford. And they're going to haul him down a step before the 30, right at the 31.
That's good.
That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
The give now to Henderson. And he gets leveled just before he reaches the marker, and that hit prevents a first down.
What a great sign to start the second half for this offense, because with a lead, well, the ground game becomes your best friend, the centerpiece for this offense, trying to chew up that clock.
This is Henderson on second down. And the big gain followed by a little bit of a loss here. Defense getting the better of him on that run. I think they might have taken that first down for granted there, Brock, and now their punishment is they got to figure out third down.
Yeah, a little bit of questioning, some mind games now, right?
Yeah.
Why didn't that work out? Can we trust to run it here on third down? Not a gigantic call, but one that certainly creates the confusion.
And they have this down to the 11 before being marked down. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And the Patriots will have a first down.
First and 10 at the 11-yard line.
From the red zone now. And he is into the end zone for a New England touchdown. The Patriots push their lead further to start the half. Well, in a close game, they needed somebody to make that type of play. Now it pushes their lead to a couple of scores and makes a comeback that much more difficult.
You know, Kate, their offense did its part and padded the lead. Now it's up to this defense to make this two-score lead hold up and carry it across the finish line.
The Patriots kick team out there as they send it away. Harvey now to return it. And that hit, he's going to freeze him at the spot. He got stuck right at the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
Broncos to the line now. It's first and 10.
Oh, my son!
They give up the middle to Harvey. And some excellent work to drive them all the way out past the 30-yard line. An even 10-yard gain on the play. And that's good for a Broncos first down.
Simply put, Kate, that is a drive starter extraordinaire.
At the 31-yard line.
New set of downs for him from the 31. On first down, it's Nix. One pass brought in. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. And goes to the hurry up here.
Brings up second and 3 at the 38-yard line.
Captain. You gotta get in the end zone,
Shotgun snap to Nix. Finds a seam down the middle. And he's down to almost, oh, no, actually going to give him the 30 here. That goes for 32 yards. And it's going to be first down, Denver.
Broncos
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that first down play. That's a nice quick correction for this front, Brock. Give up the big play and then get a little back on the very next one.
Exactly the kind of response you want to see from your defense. You got to forget about the big play for now and stay focused on that next snap.
To throw, here's Nix. Able to get it to Franklin. And they get this all the way down to the 16-yard line. He picks up 15 on the play. And that's good for a Broncos first down.
You know, they really love that drag route because he's one of those guys that can count on not only to make the catch, but create after the catch. If they don't close on him quickly, he can add a lot of yards before someone tracks him down.
So a new set of downs. Here we go, 1st and 10. From the red zone on first. Bails out of the pocket quick. He's going to keep it this time. And the ground game works for the touchdown. The Broncos shave some off the deficit late in the quarter. It's a Bo Nix touchdown. At this distance, a very dangerous player on any pass play because, Brock, as he's scanning the field to throw for the end zone, he's looking for an avenue to run it to.
Okay, this is exactly why it's never been harder to play defense in the NFL. The precision and the execution in the passing game, the efficiency has never been better. But then when you do cover it up, you got guys like this who can scramble and make you pay with their legs.
On the return, here's Jones. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20.
Marcus Jones on the return. The Patriots take over 1st and 10. At their own 20.
All right, working from the gun to start. 1st and 10. May now from the gun. He's going to get a hand in there and knock that one away. So 2nd down now after the incompletion.
I'll tell you what, Kate, challenging this guy in a close game, you are tempting fate. He got one hand on it. He gets 2. It could have gone the other way.
This, our last play of the quarter. 2nd and 10. Here's May. Right side and into the hands of Douglas. And he's going to be taken down here after he takes it to the 45. Just 1 quarter remaining in this one. It's the Patriots with it, currently holding a not-so-comfortable lead here. Let's see how they attack this first down, partner, from the 45. Trying it inside here to Henderson. Drops by the first guy he met. No gain on that first down run.
The only thing I could say positive about the execution of that play is at least he didn't go backwards.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Last run only gained a yard. That means it's 2nd and 9. Throwing is May. Connects on the crosser. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Part of the reason I leave you pregame, Kate, and get down to that field and watch these guys throw and catch is I want to see their timing. I want to see their anticipation. That is picture perfect right there. A crossing route thrown that quickly tells me these two are on the same page.
He gets him inside the 40, and that's a gain of about 9 yards on the play.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
This one to Williams out left side. And that's a huge huge hit there, but he's still able to power through enough for a first and goal.
That's just so good. I mean, that is teaching tape right there. It's what you want your guys to do. To not just catch it and fall down, but have a plan. Yes, you got to catch it first, but then have a plan to go attack. Be aggressive. Get those yards after catch. That is a job well done.
All set up for an insurance score here. It's first and goal. Working inside the red zone. Couldn't get the screen set up properly. Brock, pass incomplete, and they're going to hope for better results now on second down.
Kid, I'm just kind of laughing because I could feel the armchair quarterbacks going, I can make that throw. And anybody who's actually made those throws says you have no idea what it feels like with everybody breathing down your neck. That play's got to be right, timed up right, and it certainly wasn't.
So after the incomplete pass, here comes second and goal. Here's made in the air. And again, it's going to hit the ground. Incomplete. Looking for his running back, and 2 straight incompletions. It made this third down.
As a quarterback, you love when that screen pass is called. At least I used to. And you want to attract that defense and all those guys coming after you. But you also got to find a throwing lane. And he couldn't do it on that one.
Here's May, third and goal. The shot to the end zone is incomplete. So a bit stubborn there, Brock. They just kept throwing for it after pass fell incomplete. Now they've got fourth and goal.
Yeah, and you and I both know what's going to happen when these old linemen run off the sidelines, the big fellas. They're not going to be too happy about not putting one run on the board.
No, sir.
Kate, it's 3 more on the scoreboard, but both sides really know it's all about one possession here in the fourth quarter when it really matters.
And he just sends this out and over the end zone, so no threat of a return. They're going to spot the ball up at the 35 to begin this drive. Good starting field position for the Broncos as they get ready for first and 10. I'll run with Harvey. He is hauled down right at that midfield stripe. The end result there, 15 yards and a first.
Okay, to run like that, just everybody gets to breathe. Things become so much easier when you start a drive with momentum like that.
Knicks now on first and 10. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
Well, that was almost one of those nice chunk plays you like to see in the NFL, Kate, before he was able to recover and provide the hit and ultimately dislodge the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays down the field.
Second down. Here's Nix again. Finds him on the crossing route. And he's taken down at the 30. So 20 yards on that play. And it's going to be first down, Denver.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. A lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
On first and 10, here's Nix. Buying some time right. Now he takes it. And he's got his guys into the red zone before someone can force him out. That's going to go as a gain of 13 yards. And that's good for a Broncos first down.
Broncos first down. First and 10 at the 17-yard line.
Blitz coming. Nix. Caught by the tight end. Running that corner. And they touch him down. Looks to be about 4 yards short of the sticks. Moving quickly, trying to get set.
Brings up second and 4 at the Patriots' 11-yard line.
Offense at the line, but they won't snap it. We've got a timeout. They still have 2 to work with in this final quarter. After a good pickup, they've got second and 4. Here's Nix to throw. Brought in. He's going to be held up after gaining 2, so a little shy of that marker. Third down coming up. And for somebody who's been picked off like he has, Brock, you got to admire his determination to keep attacking these coverages.
Yeah, that is risk. Right into double coverage yet again. But this guy's got what I call a high belief factor in himself.
Seventh play of the drive now as they need a yard here on third down.
Hold on, son. Away, ready.
Looking to throw. Yet another interception, and that could be what does it. Robert Spillane has it.
They'll take over first down 10.
There are costly interceptions, Brock, and then there are interceptions inside the red zone in the second half of a one-score game.
And if there is ever a time where ball security is paramount, it is right now. They made a great play. Don't get me wrong. They deserve a ton of credit right there. But as a quarterback, you cannot risk a turnover. It's touchdown, it's check down, and throw the ball away. You're literally throwing points away with that pick.
Headed in reverse so far. Time to shift into drive. Here's 2nd and 14. They'll empty the backfield and motion him out. From the gun, it's May. Ramondre Stevenson makes the catch. And he's got a bunch here off past the 25 before somebody gets to him. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Completed to his running back. And he is taken down as he drives this to the enemy 40. A big 34-yard pickup there. And that's a New England first down.
A gain of 34 yards. And the Patriot first down.
From the gun, a gift to Stevenson. And with a nice gain, he runs him down inside a field goal range. Give him 9 yards. He almost moved the chains there. It's going to be 2nd and 1.
A gain of 9.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
On 2nd down, it's Stevenson. He gets the Patriots the first down. And that should put an end to this contest.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that first down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense. And I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
First down, and they go right back to it. And a couple of teammates combining there for the stop after just 1 yard.
I think we got to be careful, and I'll raise my hand of thinking that play was just a nothing burger. Because what can happen from that, Kate, is you put some nice toppings on it. A play-action pass, a shot that comes down the road from what looked like a very plain play.
So the Patriots come in and take the win on the road. Well, Brock, I think it's safe to say that the top-ranked defense in the NFL probably going to take a couple of hits to its status after this one. We have not seen an opponent score against them like this very often, if at all, this season.
Yeah, I think what it shows you, too, Kate, is even for an elite